Hi everyone. So in this session, I'll walk you through how to create the Azure Data Factory instance and how to launch that Azure Data Factory Studio. So I've already shared that this PDF document with all of you. So let's just quickly understand what is Azure Data Factory. So ADF is basically a cloud-based ETL. So important thing to remember is it is a cloud-based ETL which is being used for the data movement from source to destination. So basically we automate our tasks like we create the pipelines. So let's quickly go to the Azure portal. Okay, so yeah, this is the landing page of the Microsoft Azure. Yeah. So if you want to create a Azure Data Factory instance, so you can do it from two different ways, right? First of all, like that you can click on this Data Factory. If you're not able to find Data Factory here, you can just type in Data Factory. Okay. So from here we can create the Data Factory. So now to create a Data Factory, so this is the Data Factory I've already created. So probably if you haven't created anything, you won't see anything. So you can just click on Create. Once you click on create, it will open a form like which you need to wherein you need to fill up a few things like subscription, resource groups, region, right, and your ADF name. So subscription is already there, free trial because it's my free account that I've created. Resource group, it will ask. So I've already created a demo, but if you haven't done created anything, so you can create it from here, create new, and then instance name. So here you have to give some name. Let's say let's call it demo ADF. Let's give some random number. Okay, it has to be unique. You just need to click outside and then you can see it's a tick mark, right? Region, let's select Central India, which is closest to my location. So you need to select the location, region, which is closest to your location. That's fine. Let's go to next. So these are some optional configuration, but I'll just quickly walk you through. So it asks, whether, you want to configure your Git repository. So we don't want to configure it now. So I'll just say Git configure Git later. Networking. So this is for manage virtual network if you want to enable that. So we don't need it as of now. Advanced, so we don't want to configure like customer manage keys as of now. We can leave it. Here we can add some tags if we want, and then we can click on review plus create. It just does a basic validation. So now it's a subscription free trial resource group demo. This is our Azure Data Factory name. I'll click on create. It will take few seconds and our data factory instance will be created. So now we can see our ADF instance is completed. We can see our deployment is complete. I click on go to resource. So this is our Azure Data Factory instance, right? We had put this name demo ADF 13092024 and then click on launch studio. So this is the homepage of Azure Data Factory wherein we create the pipelines or do all the activities, right? So you need to expand these two arrows. So under author, you will find that we have pipelines, this change data capture. This is in preview. Then we have data sets, data flow, Power Query, right? So I'll quickly walk you through what are these things are, and maybe in the next session I'll show you like how to create the end-to-end pipeline. But yeah, something you should know like how the interface looks like and what are the different options available for you, right? So pipeline is like as I said, like ADF is Azure Data Factory. We create the pipeline, right? So, like for example, there could be activity, for example, copy activity, and under pipelines we put some activities, right? For example, if I just click on these three dots and click on new pipeline, so you can see one additional tab got appeared here, activities, right? Let me just minimize. Okay, okay. So this is the current name is pipeline one. If we want, we can rename as well. So now there are certain activities we have. So under pipeline, we put the activities. For example, let's say I want to copy the data from one location to another location. So this could be my one of my activity. Or let's say I want to perform some data transformation work. So those things can be done. For example, let's say under move and transform, we have copy data. Okay. So we can put copy data activity. So when we put copy data, then we have to do the configuration as well. It's not like we can just drag it and then it will work. Obviously, we have to define what is my source location, what would be my destination, right? So under source and sink, you can see like we have source data set. Sink is basically destination. So here we have to define the sink data set. So those things we have to define. Let's say you want to perform some, data flows as well. So you can do those data flows as well. Like for example, data flows first copy the data and then perform some transformation and then put it into some target database, something like that. Those things we can do. Okay. So that's how these things works, pipelines under data sets. And when we create any pipeline, as I said, like copy data. So here we have to define the source data set, sync data set. So those things will appear here. And under data flows, we basically do the transformation or the ETL operations we perform, right? Then we have a monitor section. So here we have the pipeline run. So for example, let's say you have created a pipeline and you just want to run that pipeline. You just want to check whether it is working fine or not. So it will show here, right? Whether the status is succeeded or it got failed. So all the status will be coming in the pipeline run. Then we have something called as trigger runs. Okay. So what is trigger runs? For example, you have created a pipeline. Obviously, let's say the you want that pipeline to run on daily basis every day. Let's say 9 a.m. in the morning. Let's say, okay. So every day it is not possible for you to log into Azure instance and then click on run now, run now. Every day you can't do. Maybe if it is a once in a while kind of requirement, then it is fine. You can just still log in and run that pipeline. Let's say there is a monthly requirement to copy the data. The customer wants some data to be copied, let's say on a monthly basis. So in that case, it is not actually needed to create a trigger. So there is something called as trigger in the pipelines. So schedule based, tumbling window, storage event. Yeah, I'll be sharing more information on that. But yeah, something just a high level you should know that yeah, we can automate those pipelines as well. Okay. Then we have something called as integration runtime. This is basically the compute instance, we can say, compute infrastructure. Like to run that pipeline, obviously it would need some compute resources. Okay, so by default is auto resolve integration runtime. This is IR, auto resolve integration runtime, and this is Azure type. There are different kind of IR as well. So yeah, I'll be sharing information on that as well. So monitor part we have this. Then we have some alert and mechanism, alerts and metrics, data flow debug we can do here. Then we have manage section. So here we can see all the link services. So we also have to create some kind of link services as well. So I'll explain you maybe in the upcoming session like what are link services and why actually it is needed. It is actually mandatory, when you want to perform some pipeline operation, you have to create link services. Then we have something called as integration runtime. As I said, like this is automatic, like automatically it will be coming. The moment you create any ADF instance, automatically this will start appearing in the IAM. So, and this is the common one which is being used because generally we do Azure to Azure kind of operation, or not Azure to Azure. Basically, we perform operations on the cloud. Then we have triggers. So if you have any triggers, it will show here. Yeah, so that's pretty much about it. I hope you like the session. Maybe I'll set up another session. Wherein I will talk you like how to create a pipeline and how to automate that using triggers. Thank you.